Hello everyone. Today let's see about climbing. Climbers are really great. They want to climb. They want to go and reach, do something. We will see today how we can make the do's and don'ts of climbing. Here you see squash flowers as well the squash plant. This is one type of a squash which has big leaf and the stems are thick. So you might have to have a wide range of climbing wall built. At the same time, if you see here, the leaves are so big. When you have the leaves that big, you need a wide place. So, you can have a wall like this to get in, so the climbing can happen. At the same time, be careful if the plant is climbing up, you cannot pick the fruits. So, if you have something on the way, you need to train them to fall on the same path where you can go and pick the fruits. One thing I learned from this is we had two different kinds of fruits or the vegetables here, squash type as well as beans. The beans need little bit different climbing, and if the beans are grown up, it's difficult to pick it when it is tangled together with squashes. So, I would say either you got to train the beans and the squash correctly, so you can pick your own vegetables once it started coming. Again, there might be some weeds coming in. The weeds, what we call is unnecessary during that time or that place. If you see the morning glory which is blooming here, it's really pretty, but it is a weed according to this place, but it is not weed according to a different place. If you see here, the morning glory is very different and it blooms here nicely without anything. So, the weed what we call is just the way how we look at it. See the morning glory here, it looks pretty. The bees love to come, or even some of this, did you see the flies are there, and it helps in the cross pollination or helps in the fruits to make the some of the vegetables to get the fruits from the bud. Coming to the climbing aspects, if you see, this is one type of bean, the Asian bean, and this bean I just left it like that to just get the way as it is. When you leave the way as it is, it started giving so much yield. The reason is it turned towards the sun and it started, all the bees started trying to help out here to get more yield. So sometimes we got to leave the way as it is, but we got to train in some of the climbing stems, otherwise it will make you to go crazy. Just exactly as how we do. We got to train our kids in one way, but then if you cannot, then just leave it on their way. They will fall into a nice path as well. But you can let them know. That's my lesson. Again, if you have any sticking stems out of the Terrill, all the climbers tend to go and climb over there. It want to reach up, so it is reaching up. Will we be able to pick the fruits or the vegetables once it comes? So next time think through whether we want to leave it like that or you want it in your own height. To pick it in your own height, you got to let the climbing trained in a proper way. While training the climbers, you cannot be harsh in training. The same way the life is. If you are so harsh, it could lead to certain things. The reason is, if I take this, if I pick this and try to move around, it will break. You can bend only to certain extent, but not like too much, it will break. So you need to be gentle enough to make it to slide inside the existing path. Same way the life is. If you see here, another type of plant where we want to get in as a kind of a sit out area. We want vegetables, so over here in the right side we have beans and this side we have morning glory. So when the climbing goes, if you look into the terrals, if you want to sit down, if you have uppers, certain things, you cannot train the beans which is very high to come and make on the way with your height. So we need to be careful. While training the climbers, make sure you have the proper support, not too much height, not too much less, because you got to go and pick your vegetables or the yield what you got. This is another one more don'ts which was done. It was too much height. Can we pick this? No. You got to climb and pick it. See that. Either while picking the yield, your yield might get less. The reason is you might harm the plant. So my point over here is, for climbing you got to retain with the height where you want to pick your vegetables or the fruits, but not all the fruits can be done with the same height as yours. On the other hand, you got to trained them very soft. Some of them are hard, like the squashes, you can bend it, but still it will harm. So you got to leave the way for the climbers to give the good yield. Same way our life is. Please keep watching and look for my next video. Subscribe. See you